The show is about to begin. Hi, 我是东阳 I'm son of winter. 谢谢你们喜欢听我的节目。在节目开始之前呢，我要推荐这个很厉害的 app， 叫 Anchor， 不是那个 Anchor， 是这个 Anchor。这个 Anchor 让我有机会呢，能够把我的声音传递给你们，让你们听到不同的节目。希望你们会喜欢我的节目。所以呢，如果你想像我一样成为一个 podcaster 的话，就尽快下载这个 free app Anchor.fm， 开始吧。希望你们会喜欢我接下来的节目。拜拜。嗨，大家好，我是东阳，来到我的第12期的节目了。今天呢，我会以英文来沟通 ，so I'll be hosting this show in English because I would like to let people know and understand the difference between JC Junior College and Polytechnic education. Hope you like today's episode. I invited one of my good friends, Chao Wei, to my show because he's very interested in educational topics like what we have done in the previous series on tuition as well as overcoming academic challenge. So I invited him to share his Polytechnic experience while I shared my JC experience so that students out there in secondary school will have a better idea on the difference and to make a wise choice in the education path you will take after your O-level. Alright? So I shall thank Chao Wei again. Hello.
Hello. Thanks for inviting me here.
Okay, Chao Wei, may we have a background of what you did during your poly, your course, and how was it like?
Yeah, okay. So firstly, I want to clarify that, okay, for me, right, actually I can make it to JC. In fact, I can make it to do JC at that time based on my results. But I made a cautious decision to go to poly. Firstly, because of the wide decision, and secondly, because I really hated the rote learning style of my upper secondary school days. And I feel that what I'm lacking is a hands-on experience, because the hands-on experience that I should be getting can have a long-term benefit to me in the future. So, okay, firstly, I'll tell you my result. So I have the L1, R5 of 18 marks inclusive of CCA points, and L1, R4 about 14 to 15 marks inclusive of CCA points. So as a result, right, I have a lot of choice to choose for my Polytechnic courses lah. Which sometimes there's a dilemma to it. Okay, my parents want me to go to aerospace at the time because they feel that aerospace has a future, but I don't like aerospace because I don't like to see planes, and I'm not cut up for engineering courses because I don't feel I'm suitable for engineering courses. As for business courses, right, my parents feel that I'm not suitable, but I also don't want to be a businessman. However, I feel that I want to learn about the business theories, business concepts, because it's for me to expose how the world is like as a whole. So got one day during the open house, after open house rather, I looked through the brochure from Nanyang Polytechnic. Then I see diploma in business informatics, the content of it, because for the diploma in business informatics, right, it's the best of both worlds. Is learning business and learning IT. So it really suits me because at the time I don't know what IT is all about. I only know that in IT there's a future to it, but I don't know what I'll be learning in IT, but I'm interested in business, so I can learn both concepts at the same time. So that's why I chose.
Kill two birds with one stone.
Yes, so that's why I chose this course, and I eventually get in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you want to share with us, is it really more hands-on in the Polytechnic?
Yes, we do have practical. They will teach you like how do you program using Java, how do you develop a website, how do you use a certain framework which is more hands-on and
More relevant to real life.
yes, usually they will make you apply via projects. So and you have to present it to lecturers at the end of the semester.
So there are many projects to finish.
Yes, it's something like project work, but I think it's more like a lot of project work like as compared to JC where there's just one project work.
Okay, so more project-based assignments. Are there modules that do not have exam at all?
Yes, there are modules that don't have exams rather, but I feel that they are project intensive, which is quite a hectic, quite demanding. So for example, design courses, right? Most of their modules do not have exam, but they are quite intensive because they have delivers at a different stage of their semester. Yeah.
So there's continuous assessment.
Yes. Yeah, correct.
Okay, this is very different from O and A level where you're only assessed at the end of your 2-year journey.
Yes, correct.
Do you think this continuous assessment mode is tougher?
I feel it's tougher because at the start of the semester you have to mark, not really mark, but have to be consistent with your work so that you are able to understand. Because right, if you miss like 1 or 2 weeks of lectures, right, you may fall back behind quite easily. Yeah, and sometimes it's very hard to catch up, in my opinion.
Are there times where you find it very hard to understand what is going on in lecture?
Yes, especially if the lecturer right, don't explain concepts well. So what I would do is go through YouTube. Yeah, go through YouTube or ask my
Self-learn.
Self-learn, and also like ask my tutors. Yeah, because they are lecturers, they are tutorial. So sometimes they may be different lecturers. So sometimes maybe the tutor may explain the concepts well. So that's when tutorial helps for me. Yeah.
So you prefer tutorial to lecture?
I prefer both lah. Both because it's, I mean, to be honest, right, I feel that it's better as compared to like in secondary school your whole day stuck in the classroom because to me, right,
you prefer to move around.
yes, and also like at some point in time, right, after afternoon, right, you will feel very bored sitting for the whole day, you know,
And tired.
yes,
Food coma after lunch.
yeah, especially that. Yeah,
So by walking around help you to feel less tired, less sleepy,
yes, correct.
less lethargic.
Yes.
And also because it's more hands-on, you don't just sit there and listen to what the lecturer said, you get to do the work.
Yes, and also you have to sometimes do research on your own, whereby like O level you have to like the teacher had to spoon feed you, give you a lot of content, just like follow through what teacher says. Yeah,
Basically in secondary school, the teachers are very involved in ensuring the results are there. So they will
Yes.
provide a lot of questions, a lot of practice paper to make sure that you can answer the questions well. And they also teach you exam technique. Is that so in Polytechnic?
for the lecturer wise, right, they will give you tips lah, but they are not so exam intensive such that, you know, if the topic isn't tested, right, they won't like, okay, I
They
will
won't
skip this.
focus.
Yeah, I mean they won't say I will skip this topic because it wasn't tested in exam.
They won't say it explicitly lah.
Yes, I mean they will do it in the form of e-learning, make you like self-learn.
Oh, so the e-learning topics are not tested.
Usually not tested, but sometimes it may be tested. Maybe the weightage not so high.
Oh, so actually if you pay attention during lessons in Polytechnic, you roughly know what will come out for exam.
Yes.
And it's normally quite accurate.
Yeah, they'll give you very close tips.
Very, very close tips.
Yeah, very close tips lah. But obviously you need to study lah. If you don't study, also
Actually,
will fail lah.
their aim is to make sure there are less people failing.
Yes, correct.
They want to minimize the number of failures.
Yeah, correct.
Oh.
To be honest, they are very helpful. Yeah, very helpful, yeah.
Are the lecturers very approachable? Like you can consult them anytime?
Yes, most of them, yes.
Oh, most of them are nice. Alright. Okay, so people also will like to ask, is Polytechnic life more vibrant than secondary school life?
Yes, because firstly, you are less regimented. You have a lot of freedom, which what people perceive to be, which is true. But that's the truth. I mean, the truth is you have to manage your own discipline because there are deadlines to meet, and you get to expose to a lot of CCAs, etc. lah, which sometimes
Is CCA compulsory?
no, not compulsory. But you can involve in like
Various
school clubs.
Various groups.
Yeah, I mean, like for me, right, I joined my school clubs for those like orientation camps. Because
More fun.
Yeah, because they say that you need the some kind of CCA points to actually to have more exposure. But now I think of that, like CCA points is nothing now as compared to secondary school.
And JC. We'll talk about that soon.
Yeah. So
Alright.
yeah.
So and the good thing about Polytechnic is you do not need to wake up very early every morning.
And also, right, okay, I won't say about Republic Poly, but the rest of Poly, right, you won't have lessons for the whole day. You can sometimes have lessons.
You mean Republic Poly is lessons the whole day?
No, because right, their style is problem-based learning, such that right.
Oh yeah.
When you come to school, right,
the problem is given to you.
Yeah.
You go and research and find out the solution.
Yeah, you're being assigned in groups, and you research your based on the whole morning, whole afternoon, right, to research on the problem. Then in the afternoon, right, after lunch, right,
present your solution.
After presentation, then the teacher will summarize and teach. Yeah, so it will usually take out the whole day, which is that I think quite standard for Republic Poly, but the rest of Poly is like the timetable is not standard. Yeah.
Are there days that the student don't even need to report to school?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool. It sounds similar to university.
Yes.
Different from JC.
Yes, correct.
And you do not have to wear school uniform and wake up early for the national anthem.
That's the one of the reason why I chose Poly. Yeah, but like I said earlier, right, you need to be self-disciplined because the lecturer won't force you to do work also. You have to force yourself to do work and no one's going to push you.
No homework to be chased. They don't chase after homework.
No.
Unlike JC or secondary school.
Okay, homework is based on tutorial question, but it's based on you want to do it or you want to do it. If you don't do it right, they won't.
Then forget it lah.
Because usually the tutorial right.
They will just go through the answer.
Yeah, just go through answer. Yeah.
They won't even mark, right? They only mark certain assignments.
Yeah, it's based on assignments or projects.
Oh no, they only mark graded assignment or graded project work. They won't mark the rest that are not graded.
Yeah, so that's why I feel that they will handle less of the discipline. It's more of the assignments.
Because at the end of the day, the percentage pass won't affect their promotion.
Yes, but okay. So in Poly, right, it's the earliest way to get adulting, and to me, it's a whole new world because it's a very different experience.
I feel that it's good because I feel that our students need to be in an environment where they are forced to be self-directed.
Yes.
To take responsibility for your own learning.
Yes.
If you never provide the environment, they will never learn. Agree?
Yes. That's why I chose Poly, right? Because I want to be independent on my love of learning now. Because I don't want to be forced to learn stuff which I don't like lah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So luckily you chose a course that you kind of like it and you enjoy the process.
Yes, but speaking of that, right, some course may be competitive, some course may be the morale may not be high. Okay, for example, IT courses, right, most of the people there actually the morale quite low because at that time, right, IT is being perceived as
not the same now.
Yeah.
Now IT is super competitive.
Yes, last time IT courses is because programming last time programming is being perceived as
now it's easier.
Yeah, low level job because usually people take IT courses, right, to go into project management roles. Yeah, correct.
But now everyone is forced to learn programming in some way, and programming is so much easier now actually with the library, everything.
Yeah, and
embedded code.
Yes, and also I think now they are being exposed at the lower level, maybe primary school, secondary school. But last time we don't have this opportunity to be exposed in programming.
Yes.
So when I took this course, right, I'm like, what is programming? I don't even know what's programming. Yeah.
It requires you to be very logic and systematic.
Yes.
To solve the problem.
Correct. I think now the morale is higher, but last time the morale is quite low because I think now a lot of data science, security, but last time it's not so widely brought about.
Yeah, data science and security is the popular course now.
Yeah, correct.
Alright. Okay, then I share about a bit on JC in case students are considering JC path. So for me, I was from a JC. Many years ago, JC was the trend, the way to go, because at that point of time, right, if you wanted to get into a university, it's more direct to go through a JC. But it may not be so right now, because now the local U are even opening up more vacancies for the Polytechnic graduates. So you don't have to be even the top 5% to get into our local U. So last time I went to JC, took up a science course. Yeah, and JC life was quite similar to secondary school, just that for JC tried to be like university, so they have the lecture tutorial system. So basically, we attended the lecture first to learn the basic concepts and ways to solve certain type of questions, and then we went back to our tutorial class, where the class size is quite small. I think one teacher to at most 20 students.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, it's quite a small class size, so that the teacher is able to help more students. So, but basically, right, the difference between secondary school and JC in terms of the workload is that there are still homework to do, and quite a lot. But the thing is, the teacher will mark everything. I remember for my math, they only mark one piece of worksheet per topic. For physics and chemistry, they only mark practical exercises which are completed during the practical lessons. But for theory questions, right, the teacher just simply go through the answer. There's no need for you to submit the homework. There's no need for you to submit any file for file check. No such thing. Everything is, they're trying to make students more self-directed and take responsibility. Okay. But maybe because of that reason, students will kind of spoon-feed during their secondary school. So when they progress to JC, I think there is a lack of self-discipline as observed in some of my classmates and my schoolmates. So what happened is that they didn't do so well in the first year. Many people failed. And didn't do that well, or just passed and barely make it to year 2. So I would say that there are some form of self-discipline because the teachers were more hands-off.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's very similar to Poly in that way, as in, okay, the teacher just go through the answer. It's up to you whether to copy or not. It's up to you whether you want to do your homework. Nobody will check on you. But at the end of the day, you have to sit for the exam. If you fail, you fail. The difference between JC and Poly, a big difference is the courses. So in Poly, you get to choose very interesting courses, more applicable to industry needs like mass comm, business, IT, a lot. Many courses. Sometimes students can get a bit confused, overwhelmed by so many courses that are available for them to choose from. But in JC, it's very straightforward. It's either science stream or art stream. So science stream, you still take the typical subjects like physics, math, or maybe further mathematics, chemistry, biology, etc. But everyone, I think, have to take math and general paper. Now they have this new subject, inquiry, something like that. I can't remember the exact name, but there are some changes to the A level. Last time, you can just be purely in the science stream, but now you have to take one subject from the humanities.
Yeah, correct.
For example, econs.
Yes.
All right. Then for art stream will be the typical traditional subjects like history, geography, econs, and most math students. Most art students will still take math because math is a compulsory subject for even some business course, if I'm not wrong. I think at least a H1, something like that. So in JC, they have H1, H2, H3.
Yeah.
So H2, normally you will take H2 and maybe one H1 subject, or just take all H2.
3 H2 and 1 H1, right?
Either you take 3 H2, 1 H1, or 4 H2. So H1 is, in terms of the questions, they are not necessarily easier. The content is just lesser.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think it's not even half the workload. It's about 3/4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's still quite intense but it's only H1, meaning if you count into the A-level points, it was awarded less points.
Okay, so
yeah.
So why do you choose science stream over art stream?
Very simple reason, because that time I chose science stream because I was good in science.
Okay.
That's one reason. But I also good in humans, so there was a struggle between arts and humans, or humans and science. Basically, I thought that, okay, if I choose a science stream, even if I go to uni. All the courses in uni are open to me. But let you know that if you move to art stream, right, humanities, right, you need to know that all the science courses, engineering courses in even the IT courses may be still open, but some they may require physics. I'm not so sure.
Yeah.
But most of the courses in uni are closed. You can only take selected courses uni like the arts, mass comm can, but provided your general paper is very good,
Yes.
you must have quite a decent grade. Most likely a A2A, that kind of grade. Yeah. It just give me more doors. Yeah, open more windows of opportunity at university. And also I have a good experience learning science in secondary school, so I thought that I might do well in A-level science, which is proven to be true. I did enjoy my learning of science and math at JC.
So do you consider a polytechnic course at that time?
Yes, I did consider, but because at the time I didn't choose, I think that's what many students who eventually choose JC path is because they cannot really decide what course they want.
Yeah, which is true because
Too much already.
Yeah, because to me, right, because I had a lot of choice, I didn't know what to choose.
Yes.
So yeah, okay. So your classmate, right, most of them go poly or most of them go JC?
Most of them go JC. So uni. In secondary school.
Yeah, your
most of them went to poly.
Okay, yeah. So based on my cohort, right, in secondary school, right, most of them go poly, a few go JC, but those few go JC, right, actually, right, only a handful of them actually make it to local uni rather, after their 2 years, because most of them either retain, or most of them after they 2 years they graduate, but they go to a private uni instead. So actually, the rate to go to local uni, right,
it's not that high after all.
Yes, although they mentioned that 70% of the JC cohort go to local U but only 30 but at the time for mine is I think around 20%, which I think even lesser.
It depends on individual, I guess. First of all, if you want to go JC, you need to know that general paper you need to pass. Yeah, you really need to make sure that your foundation for the language is good. You need to have a strong command of the language. So if you only get, let's say, O-level English C5, C6, you are at high risk. Yes. You need to work extra hard for your GP, but that may mean that you have less time to revise for your A-level subjects. And also, A-level subjects are really much, much, much tougher than O-level. For example, chemistry at A-level, I can tell you now is about 4 or 5 times harder.
Yeah, so that's why I made a wise decision to go to poly instead, because firstly I only got 2 choice, but although these 2 JC, right, happen to be closer to my house as compared to other JC, but because of my foundation in English also not so good, and I keep hearing people failing retain GP or failing subject in JC or retain JC. I don't want to risk it. I just go poly. Yeah, which I feel very happy. So yeah.
So please only choose JC if, let's say, for example, your command of the language is very good, at least maybe a B3 for English at least, and you are very sure that you are the academic type of person. You can discipline yourself to study. You're a very theory type of person. You're not very hands-on. Maybe JC suits you. Or if you are really very interested in the humanities pathway, like you want to do something related to the arts education, to geography, history, you want to be historian, whatever, then maybe JC is the right path, because from there you can progress to the arts faculty in university.
Yeah, that's true, because I feel that if I'm into research, right, if you have go into those like PhD or higher level, right, JC will be a suitable choice. However, if I'm into like engineering, more hands-on, right, I feel that poly suit best lah. Okay, so I got a question for you, right?
Yes. So, wow.
Okay. So
this is the first time that the guest actually interview the host.
Okay. I got a question. Is that usually, right? For those JC grad going to private U, right? They usually have a negative image as compared to poly going to private U, because some of the poly grad, right, they choose private U because it's a shorter route to graduation. So what is your view on that?
I don't see any problem with that personally because it's just a stigma. But it may not be true. So I'm totally fine. JC students, if you want to choose to go to a private U or overseas U, go for that. Nothing wrong with that.
Okay. But my second question is that usually they mention that if you do not know what to do after O-level or during O-level, right, choose a JC route. So my question is, for that 2 or 3 years, right?
Yes.
Will these 2 or 3 years make you discover what you want in future? Or is just a delay of 2 years that make
I feel that in general it's more like a delay. I think after JC 2 years, most of my classmates at that point in time were still very unsure what they want to do. So they landed up with a course that they thought that it brings the best career prospect. Or for example, many of my classmates chose chemical engineering because they feel that it is a course that guarantee good pay, good prospect.
Is it true?
Depends. If you want to, it depends on the company you get into after that. I think the result do matter, but how your performance in the company matter. Like my friend who were in chemical engineering, who managed to get decent grades, get into just maybe normal company and didn't do as well as he expect. But there are some of them who actually did quite well. We went to ExxonMobil and they really had very good career prospect and are earning big bucks lah. So it depends on individual, but not necessary. So please do not just choose a career because you heard from people that it brings very good career prospect, it guarantees a high paying job. No such thing. Choose something that you have passion about, and most importantly, you see the purpose.
Yeah, I think this is a very realistic question or realistic turning point, because it's like because in poly, right, I mean I do have friends, right, that actually chose a wrong course and they regret it, and some even quit, which is
quit halfway.
Yeah, which is like waste of time lah. Yeah. I think uni also the same thing now. Quite a few of my friends will quit lah.
So I feel that's what we conclude. Maybe JC kind of delay your decision making process.
So if right, if you got a choice now, will you choose a poly route or JC route?
Because I experienced a JC route, of course I will choose a poly route now.
Oh, why is that?
Because I never experienced that before, ma.
Oh, you
for
want to
me,
experience both the spectrum.
Yeah, I'm very tansing. I'm very greedy. Like for example, if I try something, for example, now I became a doctor. Then if I have a second life, I will choose something else to experience the different spectrum of life. I mean that's me lah. But unless you say that I lost my memory or what.
To me, right, I would choose a poly route. But there's something right I want to say is that if you are not good at drawing, right, try not to choose a design course. Don't put it as one of your choice, because I do have friends right. That join design course. They end up have to burn midnight oil
and still cannot do a proper job.
Yeah, because the lecturer there tend to be more biased, I would say,
and eccentric.
Yeah, because
designers are a bit like that.
Because you can draw well, but doesn't mean the lecturer will like your work.
Because whether it's good or not, to be very honest, it's very subjective. Like we do interior design, right?
Yes.
To me, it's fantastic. But to the other person, it's like, nothing much.
Because both for exam courses, right, more exam-based courses, right, it's based on right or wrong answers, but
very objective.
Yeah, but design is that not
so. For design course, think very carefully first. You may think that you have a talent, but actually you may not get the results you want.
If the lecturer don't like your work, right, you won't score well. You won't score well.
But it doesn't mean you are bad.
Yeah.
You just need someone to acknowledge that you're good. Someone who really appreciate you.
I mean, but if you are interested in that, I mean, go ahead lah. There's no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, if I have the choice to make again, right?
Yeah.
Poly, I might choose mass comm leh. Now I think about it. Since I'm doing this podcast, I think I'm very suitable to be involved in such industry, to learn about the arts of broadcasting, how to communicate in the mass media.
Yes, I think there's an irony of the mate, because to be honest in poly, right, I actually learn more as compared to what I learned in uni, because the uni what I learned, right, is not very applicable to me.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, when I think back, right, when I think back, right, I feel that last time I gave myself too much pressure. I feel that if I were to be a poly student, I shouldn't give myself too much pressure, because that time I feel that I just feel pressurized to make it to local U, that I didn't enjoy as much as I should lah. So I feel that don't feel pressurized studying in Polytechnic. I mean, you should enjoy as much as you can. Yeah.
But there's still a GPA to maintain, right?
Yeah, I think if maybe if I didn't pressure myself, right, I won't make it to local U lah. But okay, if I got choice, I will still choose local U, but I'll keep my options open because to be honest, I'm not very interested in my uni courses because my uni course is quite technical and my poly course is not very technical. Yeah, so it's a bit hard for me to adapt to a technical course.
Okay, so we have to conclude now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it's quite long already. Yes, but it's quite a fruitful sharing.
Yes.
I hope students or people out there have a better idea about the difference between JC and Polytechnic.
Yeah.
So in conclusion, that's our take lah. Both paths are fine, but you have to know what is the consequence when you started this road. So if you want the JC road, then it will be suitable for people who are quite good in the command of the language, especially English. Not just that, you have to read up a lot on current affairs and be able to articulate and communicate it well. And also, if you are a very academic driven person, you are more theory type of person, you like exam, you are able to cope with exam stress, then go for the JC road because it does provide a more direct path to university, especially local U.
Yeah.
But if you are more hands-on person, like some of my students that I'm tutoring, you are more hands-on and you are very clear the course that you want, then go for poly because it doesn't mean that you go poly, you can go to local U. You still can.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now it's 30%.
Yeah, now they have increased the percentage of people to get into the U, so it's easier. So just go for it. Okay, and in fact, many outstanding students at O level who got 6 and 7 points went into poly course.
Yeah, now got 6 already, 6A autonomous universities.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if you want to get into workforce early, right, then choose poly lor.
Yeah, so that you gain more industrial real life experience, which is really very practical and pragmatic.
Yes.
Yeah, so students out there, I hope you enjoy the session and hope you will make the right decision for your life because this is very important and critical. Yeah, we hope that whatever choice you make, you won't regret and never look back. Okay, so thank you, Chao Wei.
No problem.
Okay, see you then. Bye.